And we're also going to be talking about sleep. We'll be looking at the principles involved in sleep, how you can improve your sleep, how you can...
Barbara O'Neill is a well-known health educator and natural remedies expert, widely respected for teaching people how to support healing naturally. Have you ever gone to bed exhausted, yet your mind just won't switch off? You toss, you turn, you wake up feeling more tired than when you lay down. According to Barbara O'Neill, sleep is not something we force. Sleep is something we allow when the body is given the right conditions.
And there's a tiny little gland in the base of the brain called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland releases 4 hormones every night. And in the winter, they're released between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. But we've got summertime at the moment, so it's between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. So what are these hormones and how come they're only released in that time? It's to do with the circadian rhythm. You've heard of the circadian rhythm? And our circadian rhythm is basically set by light and dark signal exposure in the eyes, the moon, the tides. It all has to do with this. Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control center in the brain where the body clock is situated. And the body clock communicates with the pineal gland. And that's why it is released at these times.
Deep in the center of the brain is a tiny gland called the pineal gland. Even though it's very small, it plays a big role in sleep and healing. Every night, the pineal gland releases important hormones that help the body rest and repair. These hormones are released only during a specific time window. In winter, this is usually between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m., and in summer, between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. This timing is controlled by the body's circadian rhythm or internal clock. That clock is set mainly by light and darkness. When light enters the eyes, signals travel through the optic nerve to the brain's control center, where the body clock is located. The body clock then tells the pineal gland when it is time to release its nighttime hormones.
What are these hormones? One is serotonin. That's your mood hormone.
Second one is
melatonin, is called the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone. Another hormone is arginine vasotocin. The other hormone is epithalamin. There are some things that can stimulate the release of these, and there are some things that can inhibit.
There are certain things that support the release of these nighttime hormones, and there are other things that can block or reduce them. The body responds very clearly to how we live. Our daily habits either help the body move into deep, healing sleep, or they make that process harder. To understand this more easily, we can look at something called Sustain Me. This is a simple way of describing the basic laws of health, the natural principles that keep the body functioning well. Each part of Sustain Me influences sleep in some way. Things like fresh air, sunlight, proper movement, clean water, nutritious food, rest, and calm thinking all send the body the message that it is safe to relax. When these needs are met, the nervous system settles, and the pineal gland is more likely to release its nighttime hormones. Let's discuss Sustain Me one by one. Number 1. Sunshine.
Sunshine. How does sunshine affect the release of the pineal gland secretions at night? Well, it's light and dark signals that are fed through the optic nerve that communicate with the pineal gland that help to balance your circadian rhythm.
Sunshine plays a very important role in how well the pineal gland works at night. Our bodies are guided by light and darkness. When sunlight enters the eyes during the day, signals travel through the optic nerve to the brain's internal clock. This clock helps set our circadian rhythm, which is the natural timing system that tells the body when to be awake and when to sleep. Daytime sunlight sends a strong message to the brain. It's daytime, stay alert. This helps the body feel awake, improves mood, and sets a clear contrast between day and night. Then, when darkness comes in the evening, the brain recognizes the change. Because it received enough sunlight during the day, it can now clearly respond to darkness. The pineal gland receives the signal that it's time to release its nighttime hormones that support deep sleep and healing. If we don't get enough natural sunlight during the day, the body clock becomes confused. The difference between day and night is less clear, and the pineal gland may not release its hormones as effectively at night. In simple terms, sunlight during the day sets the clock. Darkness at night triggers hormone release. Both are needed for healthy sleep.
Let your eyes have sun. Now, we can never look at the full sun, but what you can do is you can close your eyes and put your face up towards the sun, and the sun's rays will go through your eyelids, and that will go into the pathways and connect with your pineal gland. So that was probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Ever since then, whenever I travel, I make sure I sit in the sun. And we can reset our circadian rhythm by being exposed to the first hour of light in a day. And how many people that get depressed, or who are depressed, go to bed late and get up late, and they miss that first hour of light in the day, and that resets that circadian rhythm. So sunshine in the day helps to reset the circadian rhythm.
Number 2, use of water.
Use of water. Our pineal gland needs a full hydration to be able to produce and release those hormones at night.
The pineal gland, like every part of the brain, depends on good hydration to function properly. When the body is well hydrated, blood flows more easily, nutrients are delivered efficiently, and hormones can be produced and released as they should. During the night, the pineal gland releases hormones that support deep sleep, healing, learning, and repair. But if the body is dehydrated, this process becomes less efficient. The brain has to work harder, circulation slows, and hormone release can be reduced. Water also helps the body clear waste products from daily activity. When waste builds up, it can interfere with the body's ability to relax and restore itself at night. Proper hydration during the day supports this cleansing process, allowing the body to enter sleep in a calmer, more balanced state. In simple terms, water supports brain function. Hydration helps hormone production. A well-hydrated body sleeps more deeply. That's why drinking enough water throughout the day, rather than late at night, helps the pineal gland do its work when bedtime arrives. When the body is hydrated, the brain is supported. And when the brain is supported, sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. Number 3, sleep.
Sleep. To get those hormones, we have to be in bed by 9 winter, 10 summer. Now, if you want to be in bed by 9, you've got to start planning for that at 7. Isn't that true? If you want to be in bed by 9, you can't start thinking about it at 5 to 9.
To receive the full benefit of the body's nighttime hormones, timing matters. In the winter months, the body is best supported when we are in bed by around 9 p.m. In the summer, that window shifts slightly later to around 10 p.m. These are the hours when the pineal gland is most active and ready to release its healing hormones. But going to bed early doesn't happen by accident. It requires planning. If you want to be asleep by 9, you can't begin preparing at 5 minutes to 9. The body and mind need time to slow down. The nervous system needs gentle signals that the day is ending. That's why it helps to start preparing 2 hours earlier. Around 7 in the evening, lights can be softened, screens reduced, and stimulating activities slowed. This gradual winding down tells the brain that night is coming and allows sleep hormones to rise naturally. Think of it like landing an airplane. You don't drop suddenly out of the sky. You begin descending well before reaching the runway. Sleep works the same way. When we plan for sleep, rather than rush into it, the body responds. Falling asleep becomes easier, sleep becomes deeper, and the pineal gland can release the hormones it's meant to release. In simple terms, early sleep requires early preparation. And when we respect that rhythm, the body rewards us with better rest and better health.
So sleep.
Number 4. Trust.
Trust. One thing that will keep us awake is worry. So trusting in God. And what does God say? He says, in everything, give thanks. But I broke my leg. God says, be thankful. Doesn't mean you have to like it. Thank you, but my leg is broken, Father. I don't like it, I don't understand, but I'm trusting that out of this I'm going to learn some things I would never have learned if I hadn't broken my leg.
Number 5. Abstain.
Abstain. There are some things that will block the release of those hormones. One is caffeine. Caffeine actually stops the release of those hormones for 5 hours. One lady said, does that mean I can drink the coffee in the morning? Well, you're still disrupting your neurotransmitters. Having alcohol at night, it drops the production of those hormones by 41%. And so those stimulants that get you going in the morning, they're actually depriving you of sleep at night, making it even harder to get up and go in the morning.
There are certain substances that can block or reduce the release of the body's nighttime hormones, and this is where the idea of abstaining becomes important. One of the most common is caffeine. Caffeine doesn't just make you feel alert, it actively interferes with the brain's sleep chemistry. After consuming caffeine, the body can take up to 5 hours or more to fully clear its effects. During that time, the release of sleep-related hormones is reduced. Some people ask, does that mean coffee in the morning is fine? The answer is that even morning caffeine can still disrupt the balance of neurotransmitters in sensitive people. When this balance is disturbed during the day, it can make it harder for the brain to switch fully into rest mode at night. Another major blocker is alcohol. While alcohol may make you feel relaxed at first, it actually suppresses the production of nighttime hormones. Research suggests that alcohol consumed in the evening can reduce the release of these hormones by around 40%. As a result, sleep becomes lighter, more broken, and less refreshing even if you fall asleep quickly. The problem with stimulants like caffeine and alcohol is that they create a cycle. They push the body to perform during the day, but at the cost of recovery at night. Poor sleep then makes mornings harder, leading people to rely even more on stimulants just to get going. In simple terms, stimulants borrow energy from the night. Poor sleep steals energy from the morning. The cycle repeats. Abstaining, especially in the afternoon and evening, gives the body a chance to reset. When stimulants are reduced, the brain can release its natural sleep hormones more freely, making sleep deeper and mornings easier. Sometimes, the most powerful support for sleep isn't adding something new, it's removing what's getting in the way. Number 6. Inhale.
Inhale. A great way to get to sleep is what I mentioned before. 5 seconds in through the nose, hold for 3 seconds, and then 5 seconds out. In fact, tonight when you go to bed, try it 10 times. And often, in the morning you'll think back, now how did I get to 8? If you got to 10 and you're still not asleep, do another 10. Because remember what the low sleep breathing does? It stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system. And your parasympathetic nervous system is your peace. It's a calmer.
One of the simplest and most effective ways to help yourself fall asleep is through slow, gentle breathing. Breathing is powerful because it speaks directly to the nervous system. When breathing is fast and shallow, the body stays alert. But when breathing becomes slow and controlled, the body receives a clear message that it is safe to relax. A helpful method is this. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 5 seconds. Hold the breath gently for 3 seconds. Then breathe out slowly for 5 seconds. This pattern slows the heart rate and quiets the mind. It tells the nervous system that it's time to let go. If you try this tonight, repeat it 10 times. Many people find that they fall asleep before they even finish counting. Sometimes in the morning, they can't remember how far they got because sleep arrived quietly in the middle of it. If you do reach 10 and you're still awake, simply begin again and do another 10. There's no pressure and no effort, just gentle repetition. What's happening inside the body is important. Slow breathing reduces activity in the sympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for alertness and stress. At the same time, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calm, peace, and rest. The parasympathetic system is like a comma in a sentence. It creates a pause. It allows the body to slow down, soften, and settle. In simple terms, slow breathing signals safety. Safety allows relaxation. Relaxation allows sleep. Number 7. Nutrition.
Nutrition. When we have our largest meal at the end of the day, it's not easy to sleep, because when we lie down to sleep, our stomach wants to sleep too. Some people say, well, I can't sleep if my body's ravenous hungry. So what you've got to do is, if you're a little bit hungry at 6 o'clock, you're going to be ravenous at 9. So if you're got a little bit of hunger at 6 o'clock, have a bowl of soup, have a protein drink, have a banana or an avocado. Just eat something light, and that will prevent that ravenous hunger in the middle of the night.
When we have our largest meal late in the evening, the body struggles to rest. Once we lie down to sleep, the stomach wants to rest too. But if it's busy digesting a heavy meal, the body stays active instead of settling into deep sleep. This can lead to discomfort, restlessness, and poor quality sleep. At the same time, some people experience the opposite problem. They say, I can't sleep if I'm hungry. And that can be true as well. Going to bed ravenously hungry can keep the body on alert, making it difficult to relax and fall asleep. The key is balance. If you feel a little hungry around 6 in the evening and ignore it, that mild hunger can grow into strong hunger later at night. By bedtime, the body may be asking loudly for food, making sleep difficult. The solution is not a heavy meal, but a light, nourishing option earlier in the evening. Something simple like a bowl of soup, a small protein drink, a banana, or half an avocado can gently satisfy hunger without overloading the digestive system. These foods provide enough nourishment to calm the body, while still allowing the stomach to rest when bedtime comes. In simple terms, heavy meals late at night disturb sleep. Too much hunger also disturbs sleep. A light, early evening snack creates balance. Number 8. Moderation.
Moderation. Moderation certainly comes into the timing of eating, the timing of sleep.
Moderation plays an important role in both when we eat and when we sleep. The body works best when it isn't pushed to extremes. Eating too late, eating too much, or skipping food for too long can all place stress on the system. In the same way, going to bed very late or sleeping at irregular hours can disturb the body's natural rhythm. Moderation means finding a gentle balance. When meals are eaten at sensible times and in reasonable amounts, digestion has time to settle before sleep. This allows the body to relax rather than stay busy processing food through the night. The same principle applies to sleep. Going to bed at a consistent, reasonable hour rather than very early one night and very late the next helps the body know what to expect. Over time, this regularity strengthens the body's internal clock and improves sleep quality. In simple terms, balanced eating supports better sleep. Regular sleep supports better energy. Consistency helps the body feel safe and calm. Number 9. Exercise.
Exercise. Ecclesiastes, I think it's Ecclesiastes 5:12 says, the sleep of a laboring man is sweet. When we're physically exhausted, we sleep better. Many people today are having trouble with sleep because they're not physically exhausted, because their bodies have hardly done anything through the day. That's why the high intensity interval training, don't do it before you go to sleep, because it'll wake you up. The best time is early in the morning.
There's an old wisdom that says the sleep of a laboring person is sweet. The meaning is simple. When the body's been used well during the day, it rests better at night. Our bodies were designed to move. In the past, daily life naturally involved physical work, walking, lifting, carrying, and using muscles throughout the day. By evening, the body was ready to rest, and sleep came easily. Today, many people struggle with sleep not because something is wrong with them, but because their bodies haven't been physically challenged enough. Sitting for long hours, minimal movement, and little exertion can leave the body tired mentally, but not physically. When the body hasn't used its energy, it doesn't feel the need to shut down and rest deeply. This is where exercise becomes important. Physical activity helps use up excess energy, reduces stress hormones, and prepares the body for sleep later on. When the body is pleasantly tired, not exhausted, but well-used sleep tends to come more naturally and feel deeper. However, timing matters. High-intensity exercise, such as interval training, strongly stimulates the nervous system. If it's done too close to bedtime, it can actually make falling asleep harder by increasing alertness and raising heart rate and body temperature. That's why the best time for more intense exercise is earlier in the day, especially in the morning. Morning exercise helps wake the body up, improve mood, and set a healthy rhythm for the rest of the day. By nighttime, the body has had time to calm down, making sleep easier. In simple terms, movement during the day supports sleep at night. Physical tiredness helps the body rest. Intense exercise is best done early, not late. Barbara O'Neill often says, "The body is designed to heal at night. You don't need pills to sleep. Tonight, don't try to force sleep. Instead, support your body's natural design. Start with just one principle tonight and build from there." Comment below, which sleep habit are you going to try first? If this helped you, like the video, subscribe for more natural health wisdom inspired by Barbara O'Neill. Sleep deeply, heal nightly, and let your body do what it was created to do.